Hey there, y'all, and welcome to today's Daily Down and Dirty. My name is Fairlight. Welcome to Airy Fairy Tarot. All right, y'all, the message today is a new path to worthiness and fulfillment. So we start out with the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Six of Wands also reversed. You know, I always like to talk about what they are upright just so we can understand more of what they mean when they're reversed. So the Queen of Pentacles, this is earth energy, very slow moving, very disciplined, she knows her self-worth and committed. Again, disciplined, committed, knows her self-worth. She has deeper values as well. She values things about herself, whether often she's shown painting. I've seen it in a couple of different decks now where this queen is painting a canvas, which means that she is laying foundations for her life. You know, she's I like to see it as cultivating a garden, but I like the idea of laying foundations. She builds upon it. She paints more into the picture as she goes along, and so it feels like she's fine with starting out simply and then adding to it. And so it's like she may not have a lot, but she values what she has. And then the Six of Wands is a victory. So when this is reversed, there's definitely no victory here. And because it's a fire card, it feels like there's no passion. It feels like she's not really invested in what she's passionate about. And so she's not having a victorious life. She's not really living a victorious, satisfying life because she's invested in the wrong things or not committing truly to herself. Sometimes the Queen of Pentacles can be seen as, when it's reversed, it can be seen as superficial. So, you know, not trying to call anybody out, but maybe looking to where you're valuing things that are surface level, maybe shallow or superficial, that don't really align to deeper personal satisfactions, deeper personal self-values, self-worth. Sometimes, you know, we're looking to achieve or accumulate things that others will approve of because we want them to value us, but it's a very empty, shallow feeling of any kind of self-worth or self-value. Then we come over here and we've got the Strength card upright, then with the Three of Cups reversed and the Empress reversed. So again, there's that thing about value and not valuing yourself, both with the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Empress. I always like to point out there's 4 queens, there's 1 Empress. Upright, she embodies all of the qualities of the queens. She values herself, she's patient, she's committed and disciplined. She's also nurturing and loving and kind and self-reflective. She's also passionate, enthusiastic, creative, you know, abundant, inspiring, and then also very committed to her word. She's a great communicator, very fair-minded and balanced. And so all of those things, but when this is reversed, it's like she is not in that space of self-worth. She's none of those beautiful things. There's potential, she could be. The Empress is still here, it's just reversed. And then it feels like it's highlighted by this Three of Cups reversed. And so again, it feels like there's a need here between these energies, fulfilling this need to prove yourself. And you know, it's all a mind fuck. We've all been indoctrinated into this belief that we have to prove ourselves, you know, in all these different ways. There's the givers and there's the takers, and we're lazy if we don't aspire to be a taker, but then when we go to be a taker, we have to feel guilty because we're not worthy to be takers. We have to prove ourselves by giving. And so we give and we prove ourselves, and we're proving and we're giving and we're sacrificing. And I guess the belief is that eventually we'll give enough that we'll prove ourselves enough that a taker will decide that we're not worthy of being takers. And of course, when it's said that way, what fucking bullshit. You know, yes, you can work hard and you can commit to yourself, but this is because you know your self-worth and you know that you're worthy of achieving your goals and dreams. It's a very different thing when you place all that power outside of you and you expect people to suddenly lift you up and elevate you when all they're doing is taking and taking and taking. And that's what it kind of looks like with this Three of Cups reversed it just feels like a big drain. Again, getting a lot of superficial kind of energy. It feels like whoever these people are, these could be friends, these could be family members, these could be coworkers, whatever. Upright, this is cause for celebration. They're all celebrating each other, and they're celebrating the fullness of their expression with that full moon. And then down here, it's like this emergence of worthy goals, emergence of their desires coming into manifestation from what was within. But when it's reversed like this, there's no fulfillment there. Upright, these would be people in your life that fulfill you, that celebrate your wins just as you're celebrating theirs. But with it reversed, it feels like maybe a lot of them are very, maybe focused on their own superficial gains, their own superficial whatever it is. And again, I mean, there's nothing wrong with anything. There's nothing wrong with any of us when it's a sincere desire. It's just that, it's one thing to identify the perfect house that you want for you because the light or the view or the whatever it is, your garden or whatever it is that you love about your home. But it's another thing to get something that everybody else thinks is cool. You know what I mean? And so I don't need to overly go into that, but that's just kind of what that feels like with these energies together. It just feels like, again, there's a drain, there's a superficiality going on. And so, of course, they don't value you and they don't see you as the Empress. I kind of get a feeling that maybe they don't see themselves that way. Also, sometimes, there will be some sort of main character syndrome where, we're all the main characters of our own movie. We're all meant to be the main characters of our own movie. And then in these beautiful, fulfilling connections, we take turns being supporting roles for each other, but sometimes we can get people in our lives that are so about their main character story that they kind of come to believe that they're the only main character in any story that matters, and they don't see you as being at their level. They put themselves on a pedestal and they start talking down to you. They're not really seeing you as being at eye level with them. And so if that's how you're feeling, it feels like, don't walk away from these people, maybe run away. Have the strength to recognize that this is a drain on your energy and that you're the motherfucking Empress. And, you can have other Empresses in your life that celebrate your wins, but if it just becomes a drain, if it's just a one-sided thing, then it's up to you to have the courage to say, no, actually, I am the Queen of Pentacles. Actually, I do intend to arrive at victorious outcomes, and I'm the motherfucking Empress. I am infinitely abundant, and I deserve to live a beautiful life. I deserve to have friends that are fulfilling and uplifting, and that we celebrate this fullness together. So there's something about a courage about you making the decision to walk away from any kind of toxicity. So then we've got the Devil reversed, and then we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So it's like walking away from any toxicity, walking away from codependency, toxic people, toxic behaviors. This could also be maybe you are squandering your worth if you are imbibing in things that don't really honor your. So the toxicity could be your own. I was reading it as other people, but it could be your own. There could be a lot of drinking or whatever. Not that I'm a judge. I like to turn up and stuff every now and then. But the key is balance. The key is prioritizing you being the Empress upright and prioritizing you having these energies that are fulfilling. It's okay to turn up. Just do it in a healthy way. Have the courage to keep yourself in balance. Have courage to tame that wild beast that wants to come out. But then also having the courage to walk with that beast, to truly walk with yourself in all ways. And so it feels like, we are overcoming some sort of indoctrination where, upright, the Devil represents toxic behaviors, toxic people, toxic energy. This can be addiction, this can be codependency, whatever it is, but it's being reversed and in favor. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. And I just love, because this is Capricorn energy, and then this is also Capricorn energy, for any of you Capricorns out there. Or it could be, I don't know, this moon was really catching my eye. Maybe the Capricorn full moon this summer, probably in July. maybe there could be some turnaround that you really notice that you've turned things around by that Capricorn full moon. And I wish I knew the exact date, but it just came out in the reading. So you've got this, and maybe part of what that fulfillment would be, you've got this Ace of Pentacles. Aces are doorways. Aces are thresholds to cross. They're opportunities for some sort of fulfillment. This is for material gain. This is for harvesting. This is for planting those seeds, cultivating, investing in yourself. Excellent card for starting a new business. Excellent card for starting anything new, and excellent card for, a move, starting a new relationship. It's just very solid foundational. This is for really nurturing it, cultivating it, being very disciplined, taking things slow, and putting down roots. And then you end with the 10 of Cups, which is ultimate fulfillment. Tens indicate the completion of a cycle, 1 plus 0. I love that you've got a 10 and then you've got a 1, and these are very happy cards here. And so it does feel like there's some sort of beautiful fulfillment coming in for you, emotional fulfillment, a happily ever after kind of thing. Of course, happily ever after never really means ever after, because even if you achieve your goals, then it's on to the next group of challenges that achieving your goals takes you to. So, but savor the happiness when it comes. Again, it for some reason it feels like saying give it until like the Capricorn full moon this summer. Whatever you're investing yourself in now, I think you're going to have some amazing rewards by then. All right, my name is Fairlight. Thank you so much for watching. Peace and love. Until next time.